guys, how are you? So today I'm going to be doing the book buying band tag, and it's been a really long time since I've done a tag, so I'm really excited to do this one. And side note, if you hear anyone in the background, that's my neighbors and I cannot control them. So I apologize in advance, because if I wait for them to stop, I will never be able to do anything. I'll never be able to film a video because they're just okay. So the first question is, where do you buy your books from? So I buy my books from Barnes & Noble. I like going into the store to actually get the books, but sometimes I will get them online. So I'll go to Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. Do you ever pre-order books, and if so, do you do this in store or online? No, I have never pre-ordered a book before. I just don't like doing that. I'm not about that. I'll just wait for it to come out. I am never really dying to have a book that I need to pre-order it, and I really cannot. It doesn't make sense to me to pre-order when I could just go to the store to get it, when it comes out, its release date, or around that time. On average, how many books do you buy a month? Well, it depends on how I feel and if I am in a reading slump, because I have been in pretty bad reading slumps where I hadn't read anything for a couple of months, so therefore I wasn't buying any books at all. So it totally depends on how I am feeling. Sometimes I'll buy one book, sometimes I'll buy 2, 5, 6. It just depends on that particular month and what's going on. Do you use your local library? Yes, I do use my local library, especially recently. I hadn't gone to the library in 5 years. I don't know, a really long time. But within the last couple of months, I have been going to the library a lot more frequently, and so I do use my local library. If so, how many books can you or do you borrow at a time? So at this particular library, you can borrow 50 books, which I think is insane, crazy, and I wish they never told me that. But what I tend to do is I'll take out kind of a total of 10 books. I won't take out the 10 books at once because I'm oh my gosh, this is too much. So what I'll do is I'll borrow 4, and then I'll go the next day and get 2, and then next day I'll get 3 or something, and then I wind up having a total of 10 books out. I think the other month I had 13 out. So yeah. What is your opinion on library books? When I was younger, I used to go to the library a lot, but then once I had stopped going to the library and I would be buying all the books that I had, I stopped liking library books, and I kind of had this thing where I didn't want to have a book that somebody else, not just that somebody else touched, but that was in someone else's home where I don't know their living conditions and stuff. I know that sounds really weird and odd, but that's just how I was. I didn't want anybody to touch my books, except for when the books is on the shelf from the booksellers and stuff, they're really coming out of boxes and they're going right on the shelf. They're not in someone's home, for the most part, lounging on their bed and stuff. So, but now I like library books and I don't even care. Like I said, I'll take out a whole bunch at once. So yeah. How do you feel about charity shops and secondhand books? I think charity shops are amazing, and I wish that I gave more to charity shops, but I think that they're really good and they're a good idea. You keep your bread and TBR pile together on the same shelf or not? Yeah, I keep everything mixed together because basically I know what books that I have read already, what books that I have finished reading, which books I haven't read. So it would drive me crazy if I constantly looked at a particular shelf and I was like, I gotta get to these books, I gotta get to these books. So if it's all mixed together, then I'm totally fine. But if I knew that this was my TBR shelf specifically, then I would feel very overwhelmed because I have a lot of books that I own that I haven't read. Do you plan to read all the books that you own? No, I don't, because a lot of the books that I own, I am either not into that kind of book anymore, or I just don't want to read it. I just don't have that a taste for that particular book like I did when I had first got it. A lot of the books I own are ARCs, advanced readers copies, and I just grabbed them and now I'm I definitely will not be reading this book. So yeah. What do you do with books you own that you feel you will never read or felt you didn't enjoy? I don't do anything with them. I just keep them. which is bad, and hopefully I will get better at this, and I will try to, you know, donate them and give them away, but for now I just keep them. Have you ever donated books? No. It's really sad, it's really bad. I always think about it, and it's always something that like I want to do, but I have not done it yet. Have you ever been on a book buying ban? Yes, I'm on a book buying ban now, and it is the worst thing in creation. I think it is so horrible, and it's about to end. Okay, that I just, because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, what's the point? What is the point? So yeah, so right now I'm just like, this gotta end soon. Do you feel that you buy too many books? No, I barely buy any books when I'm not on a book buying ban, you know. And like, what is too many books? Like, is that realistic? If I bought like 50 books at once, okay, maybe I'm buying too many books, but I barely buy like 10 at once. So, you know, no. The answer is no. So that's the end of this tag video, and I just basically tag whoever wants to do this video. If you're sitting at home, you got nothing to do this tag video, and leave a link for me so I can check it out, and I will see you guys in the next video.